Hi, happy Thursday. Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is when you're watching this. It might not even be Thursday, but I publish on Thursdays. That's like, I'm pretty good at setting a schedule and keeping it. So I've been doing that with these videos. Okay, so I wanted to talk today about truth, discernment, kind of how you know what's true. A lot of this is just because looking out at the media landscape, Instagram, TikTok, AI, like there's just so much out there. And if you don't know what is real, like in your heart, it's going to be really easy to be misled or manipulated. Um, so it's kind of getting back into your heart center, knowing what you feel. I was just emailing, someone was just emailing this about this with me today or yesterday. It's just really important. Um, Knowing how something makes you feel, and if it feels like it's right and in resonance with you, then you should continue to follow it and listen to it. But if you feel like it's not right for you, that's like your soul saying So some of my backstory with this, when I had started therapy, I think one of my therapists was like, well, how do you feel, how are you feeling? And I had no idea how I felt. At the time, I didn't even know that I was allowed to have feelings. I didn't even know what it meant to have a feeling. I know I had them. Now looking back, I was like always low level angry because of what I'd gone through. Um, and honestly, like I don't think most people knew this. The only kind of people that could see this kind of stuff going on with me was like people like my stepdad or like people who were like healers or very spiritual people. Like most people were also doing the same stuff, I think. So it's not like you would have met me and been like, oh, Rebecca's like a really angry person. Like I was really good at smiling, and most people could not really tell. So um, I was still sweet. I still smiled a lot, but I had like all these feelings that I was not in touch with. So when I went to therapy and they were like, how are you feeling? And I was like, what? What does that even mean? I don't know what you're talking about. So I had to really get to know my heart. And that was like that process I went on when I decided to heal all the way, was getting to know my heart, getting to know what I was feeling, like what was under there. Cause I felt like something was on top of my heart, which I think was just all the trauma, the pain, and like the being kind of divorced from myself. Um, but what was under my heart was like love so, and the divine presence. So, um, anyway, so knowing how you feel, it's like kind of a hard journey to know like what you're really feeling about something. For me, it was definitely, it took me a while. Um, but you can start with like kind of sitting in stillness and like feeling your heart center right here, and like starting to breathe into it and like ask your heart to open and like see how you're feeling. And then you can like present your awareness with different things and see how your heart reacts to them. Once you know what you're feeling or like how your heart is feeling, you'll be able to say like, oh, that thing is stressing me out, or that thing is making me feel peaceful and calm. As like Marie Kondo says, does it spark joy? And I'm not saying everything in your life. I mean, some people would say everything needs to spark joy, and maybe, I don't know. But like, let's say you're holding a book and you're like, how do I feel about this book? Like, get centered with your heart and see how you feel. Or anything else. It could be a person, it could be a teacher, it could be a piece of furniture that you're trying to decide on, or a job career choice. The answers really are there in your heart, and you're going to know when you feel joyful and aligned, if it's the right path for you. There are different tools. People love to use all kinds of things, and I have in different times tried different tools. Like some people love pendulums, some people love bibliomancy, where you open a book. Some people love pulling oracle cards or anything else. I'm just looking. I'm like, what else do people like to do? Muscle testing, but those are all tools to lead you back to the place of your own awareness and your own heart. And those tools can be great when you need them, but sometimes we don't have time or we don't have a tool. And like I think ideally you would be able to like hold something and be like, does this feel like it's fitting with me? Does this feel like it's in resonance with me? So that's kind of like learning how your heart's feeling, how you're really feeling about things. Um, even if you didn't have a big trauma, I feel like I feel like the world I live in, everyone has had some intense traumas, but some people haven't, and or they don't remember them, and it was just like a gradual shifting away from your own awareness, which happens in school anyway. We're with our families, like telling you to listen, or kind of ask. You're basically shaped into being a human on this earth, and you're not able to follow all of the whims of your heart. And over time, I think we start to internalize like that societal structure, and it's not always healthy. Um, so in terms of like, so knowing what you feel about different things in your life, and then when you are presented with different things in, like, let's say you open something, it's a news article. I don't know. I think like it's important to know like what feels true, because things are just very hard to discern with your mind, just because it could be an AI video. We don't know. I'm not saying like just only do your own research. I like science. I like thinking. I like reading. And I like reading the news sometimes. um, but like in terms of your life and deciding what's true, it's really important to get in a balance with your heart and feel kind of where you're feeling things. Otherwise, I mean, I think that there are traditions. Some people I know were like taught to never trust their own feelings. I didn't trust mine because of my trauma and like what I had to do to survive it. But I was never in like a, your feelings are wrong, or if you're thinking about something that's wrong. But I think that that's another important thing to learn from and like grow from, because your feelings, they say your feelings are a window to your soul, and what you're really feeling, what you're really experiencing, like we talked about last week, it's really a big indicator of what your heart needs, what you need, and who you really are. Because yeah, you can go be a robot. You can only live your mind, like from your mind, and like that's what I did for a really long time before I started healing. I was like building a resume. I was like doing certain things, but like inside I was not in touch with anything I was feeling. Eventually, obviously, I figured it out, but took years. So anyway, you could do that. Many people do that, but I think um, if you're on a healing path, you're watching this video, like it's an invitation for you to get to know your heart and like get to know what's really going on, and then build your life from there, because we don't need more robots. We need you, your authentic, beautiful self. We need who you really are, what you really care about, what you really think, and how you really feel, because like you were born uniquely you, and it's such a gift to get to know people's true selves. It's been such a gift to get to put my true self out there like this and feel really accepted and loved, and face a bunch of fear, but feel like I'm meeting people that are really in resonance with who I actually am. It's such a gift. And it's such a gift when you can do that for yourself too, because I think we'd all love to meet the real you. Maybe you're already doing that, and that's awesome. Um, I think that's it for this video. What else was I going to say about that? It can be really fun. And I think it's like a great time for us to do this, kind of be in tune with ourselves and our hearts and be our true selves without shame. Um, yeah, because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to be your full true self. I had something else to say. Let me think what it was. Um, I don't remember. I might edit that part out of me thinking. I just had another idea, but oh well. Yes, just welcome your true self back to your life, and know what you're really feeling, so you can be who you actually are instead of just a pretend person. I promise it doesn't have to be that scary, even though it took me a really long time to do this. Okay, I love y'all. I hope that's helpful. If I think of the other thing I was going to say, maybe I'll edit it in later, but I think that was it. If you have any ideas of what I might have missed, please comment and let me know. And have a good night, good day, good weekend, everything, everything. Love y'all. Bye.